All right, back out in the garage again. Working on the G-lp radiator. This is the radiator off the tractor. This is not. This is payment for being a friend, buddy of mine. Hey, I'm gonna have to sit you down somewhere. I gotta move these. I gotta move these out of the way. Oh, don't put your finger over the camera. You stay right there for a minute. All right, get that out of the way. All right. All right. With that out of the way. So this core is the core off the tractor. Oh, by the way, I'm trying something different. I'm using my iPad to film. I don't know how this is going to work. Actually, it looks better out here than it did in the house. This core off the tractor is plugged, and I don't know if it's plugged across the top with scale or if the tubes themselves are. Anyway, and the deal that's supposed to go across the top, you can see right here, there's one of the original location points. That's where the little wire bail to hold the cast iron cap would have hooked on right in there, but it's gone. So the guy I got the tractor from, he had made a deal on another radiator that we took apart that had a good tank, that had the piece there. He had bought a core from somewhere. That all came as part of the deal. So last night, with the help of some heat and some good luck, I started working on getting all these bolts out that hold the core to the tanks. Here on the bottom tank, working up here on the top, I got all of these loose, including that one, which isn't horrible, but socket wouldn't fit on it. The one I'm really surprised I got down here on this end. All right, let's see what we're doing, dummy. I actually got this one loose. Put some heat out here. Of course, with two little handheld torches, you can only get so much heat in. But I got some good vice grips on it. Got enough heat in there that we did get it loose. So I'm kind of halfway done. The problem is I've got this one here. Something like that one there. And then down here on this end, a similar story. That's really rough. I can't tell. I'm gonna guess that it's just as bad on this one down here. Yeah, it's just as bad. So I'm not sure how much I'm able to do with that. Probably gonna end up with the cutoff wheel. Maybe, I don't know. Cutoff wheel and just zip that off. And then once I get the radiator core off the tank, then I'll weld a washer and a nut to the stub that's left and try and back it out from there. The top tank, the bolts are just as bad, but since I'm not really trying to save the top tank, we haven't been too concerned about just snapping them off as we get it apart. I think the core can be saved, and who knows, the top tank, if you don't mind, they had a piece of wire hooked to, I think, one of the headlight bracket bolts on this side with a big wire, or maybe it was up here on this, I don't know. Wasn't right. So I think tonight I'm going to go ahead and take all these the rest of the way out. Take all these that aren't broke off that I got loose the rest of the way out with the help of my friend Ooga Dooga. We'll get all those out, and then I'll roll it over, and we'll start in on the other side. And since I'm using the iPad, hopefully with the help of my tech-savvy daughter, we'll be able to maybe edit some video together, show you how this thing's turning out. Anyway, I'll be back. All right, back out here on the GLP radiator. This side is even worse. This is the one I pointed out earlier that was in bad shape. This corner is horrible. This one's horrible. This one did not want to come loose. So I stopped, but I got all these broke loose. This one here, I thought it was turning, except it turned off. This one here, that's not very good. And again, the corner, and then the other one down there. I'm gonna put some heat. Where I was gonna put heat? I'm gonna put some heat here. Try and heat that up, see if I get that one broke loose. And then there looks like there might be enough meat on that one. I may try to heat this area up, put the vice grips on that. I don't think I can do anything with this. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna try and heat and grip this one off. Heat and wrench this one off. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with those others. I don't know. Might get a chisel out or something, see if we can buff some of the scale off enough to see if there's enough there to weld a nut onto as is. I don't know. I'll be back. All right, back again. Would not have believed it if I didn't just do it, but I'm not gonna touch it. But as you can see, there's a gap there. I managed to get that broke loose with some heat and a good pair of vice grips. This one here let's see, this one here that was stuck, same deal, with heat, got it broke loose. I even got that one, you can see that one broke loose. I don't know, these ones out here on the end, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I want to play with it. Might see what I can do with some of these on this end. I can get those loose. Tell me those I can break off. Anyway, really don't want to take all those out until I figure out what I'm going to do here. And I want to wait until I think my son's here so we can take those out and have somebody to help either lay the radiator flat on the ground or hold that tank when we take them off, so that we don't get down that last bolt and it goes and destroy what's left of this core. It may not be worth saving. I'd forgotten it's got a big patch in there, and I don't know. But I hate to just trash it just because. Anyway, I'm gonna work on those, see what happens there, and I'll be back. All right, back again on the LP Moline G-lp radiator. A little bit of heating and stuff. I got that one. I'll go with this one. That's my crooked pointing bear. Got that one hot enough that softened it up and broke it off. I did manage to get that one loose. So that's got everything across the top loose. What we got down here on this end. This one over here. This one I got it hot enough. I got it loose, and another one broke off. So I think that's got everything loose. Yeah, that's got everything loose on the top tank. But in the process of heating this one, you see a little shiny bit there. We had that happen. And that would be lead solder from out of the core somewhere. So at this point, with this big repair here, kind of general, there's another spot over there. The spot there's been repaired, spot here. Solder leaking out over here somewhere. And this corner looks pretty crappy. I think that's where actually kind of looks like there might have been a little weepy leak there. I think I'm going to call this core copper scrap. So I'm just going to go ahead and zippity-doo-dah those bolts up, get the top tank off, and then we'll figure out how I'm going to cut those off get the bottom tank off. Because once I get the top tank off, I might be able to rearrange the core and the bottom tank on my cart, so I don't completely I don't want to drop the tank is my big thing. But anyway, that's where we're at. All right, more on the radiator. Got the top tank off, obviously. But here's part of the reason why the tractor was overheating. Yeah, they're plugged, really plugged. Lots and lots plugged. And I actually soaked this thing full of vinegar for several days, you can see. I mean, there's just lots and lots of stuff. And if we go over here to the top tank, we've been in there, we got all the scale. I don't know if that's coming out of the engine or if that's coming out of the radiator tanks. Anybody watching this has any suggestions, thoughts, comments on what I can do when I go to put this back together too? Not this tank, but the bottom tank there that I'm going to reuse, in the top tank, the other top tank that I'm going to use. Suggestions on some way of coating, painting, sealing the tanks so that they don't continue to corrode like that, and do this again. I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyway, I'm gonna roll this thing to the other end of the garage where I got my cutoff wheel, and we're gonna zing zang. We're gonna bork those head bolts, or those bolts off, and separate the core from the bottom tank, and then from there, it'll just be a matter of I don't know if I brought the good radiator core back up here or not. Find the good core. I may have to get that this weekend. Thanksgiving's coming up, but we'll get this off. We'll get the other top tank ready to go, and I have to do a side by side because there's this thing right here. Yeah, it's different than the replacement. Anyway, almost there. All right, I think this is going to be it for tonight. Get some drywall work doing the house and dining room project. But as you can see, the core is separated from the tank. And again, we come down here and look. You can see all of this scale. That's got, yeah, see that's flaking off the, oh yeah. So this leg here is hollow, and that's a drain. And it's completely packed full of scale. Wow. Yeah. Fantastic. I'm curious what's going on here on the bottom of this core. It looks kind of funky. Oh my. Get that in frame. Wow. Yeah, it didn't matter how clean the top was, the bottom is, what all that is. I don't know if that's from the vinegar, but you can see just how plugged all those are. It's amazing when you run the tractor at all. And I keep seeing these funny little spots. I don't know if it'll show up on video or not. But there's a little spot like here. That's where I knocked. Freaking wet. I don't know. I got a lot of cleaning to do. Like I say, if anybody's got any ideas on how to clean, treat, seal up. See that? It's like right there. It looks like a spot of light. but it's not. It's like clean metal reflecting light off the. Anyway, if anybody's got any good ideas how to seal this up to prevent the scaling, treat it somehow so I can get all the rust out. I don't know if I can buy 9 gallons of evaporust and set it up and just let it soak. I don't know, but I did get, when I cut those off, they are sticking up now just enough. I can probably drop the washer down over them. Yeah, all of them, even the one that I twisted off. So I can probably set, point where I can set a flat washer down over that. Probably a fender washer. Maybe try and find like a thick fender washer. After, can't tell if there's gasket still on there or not. I think there is. Clean all that off. Set a fat fender washer down on there, thick fender washer. Weld the washer to that, and then I can set a nut on the fender washer, weld the nut to the fender washer. And hopefully that puts enough heat into the freaking thing that, but yeah, there's plenty there. Just sticking that down on welder up tight. That might take I don't know. But I got, what was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those to get out. Not as bad as I thought. Horrible design to put the crankshaft, or the the shaft for the hand crank start through the radiator. They're all like froze up and busted. I don't know who could hand crank a 403 cubic inch motor anyhow, but anyway, I got plenty of cleaning to do. I'm going to wrap this one up for tonight in the house and work on the honeydew fixing up the house list. Anyway, there we are. There's the bottom tank ready to be cleaned. Core, I think, ready to be recycled. Top tank ready to go on the part shelf until I either need it or get sold at my estate sale when I'm dead. Box of bolts and broken nuts and bolts and stuff, and there's the, right there is the neck for the thermostat. Over here we got the bars that hold, the clamp bars that hold the core to the tanks. I might try to, I don't know. Have to see. I may have to try to remake those. Just maybe have a little thicker stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Colorado Kool-Aid. What keeps me going. Oh, anyway. So there we are. Calling this one a video. I'll be back.